everyone, welcome back to another theatre vlog. Today I'm with Shaun. Why do I always do that? I'm like,
I don't know.
Rubbing your chin. And we're going to see Heather's at the Theatre Royal Haymarket. It's like we've jumped in a time machine, gone back to the first preview at the other palace.
So we're at first preview of Heather's.
Yes.
But lest we forget my state I was in at the first preview of Heather's.
Oh my god, you were delirious. Was it hay fever reasons?
Yeah, that was my hay fever day. When we saw it twice on that day and I was absolutely near death.
You're more alive
So today I should be able to enjoy it more.
Hopefully. God, you were grumpy that.
I know, so it should
No, you weren't
go
too
there.
bad, but the update on your eye situation, that was funny.
But now I'm fine now. And do you know what? Do you know, touch wood, I actually never had another hay fever day at all the entire summer. It was the only day I ever had.
Heather's cleared you then, really?
Heather's really did cleanse me, so is it going to give it back to me now when I go in?
Ooh. Let's hope not.
Well. But
I saw the last show of Heather's at the other palace. They'd made quite a few changes then, so I'm intrigued to see
the final one
if...
at the other palace?
Yeah, final one. What
So
did I
like,
just say?
Literally like 3 weeks ago.
A month ago.
Oh.
It was the 4th of August. Today is the 3rd of September. Yeah, a month ago. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what they've added. I'm intrigued to see what Shaun thinks of the
Yeah, I haven't seen it since the first preview, so there's been lots of added, lots changed, and I'm sure there'll be more changed now.
And in a much bigger space. I don't know if they've like made the ensemble bigger. I don't know. We will find out. Yeah.
There's an interval, isn't there?
Yes. Well, there was last time.
Yeah.
So hope there is this time. And because it's just had basically a full month of previews at the other palace, we'll give our full thoughts after the show, I think.
Okay. Been roped into that.
Yeah.
I'll have a think.
Get ready. I mean, it's not even started yet, so you don't need to think
I'll be
yet.
alright now.
But anyway, we're going to go into Theatre Royal Haymarket and go to our seats, and we'll see you at the interval. Super quick interval chat.
Don't know where to
Everyone
go.
say
I normally hang on your shoulder, so I'll just come and hang on
of
your shoulder.
viewers. This is Carrie, and I've forgotten your name.
Lily.
And Lily. And you're not in it, Shaun. You're there.
I just normally hang on your shoulder, so I'm just trying to find
The
one.
bells are ringing, so we need to go back in. Where are you guys sat?
We're sat in the Royal Circle. We're a bit behind
sick.
you.
Okay,
we're
cool.
like in the middle.
Let's go in then.
Not that
We've
we've
just
been
been
stalking.
chatting. Oh, you've been fully stalking. I know, I'm just kidding. Let's go back in.
A cocktail before.
So, what?
Oh, fudge me.
Back in we go. Back into Heather's at the not the other palace. Lol, it's at the Haymarket. I enjoy the Haymarket Theatre. It's very dark. They're having some trouser chat behind.
Oh, I don't own jeans.
What is
Sorry,
this
back
chat?
this is like behind the vlog conversation.
Fashion chat.
But yeah. No,
I like the Haymarket. It's a nice theatre. I'm very much enjoying being here.
So I only own trousers.
It's a lovely venue. Everyone's looking at me because of vlogging. It's fine. It's totally normal. Totally normal. Like for Act 2. You excited for Act 2 and see all the changes?
I suppose.
as you can tell, we are in front of the Haymarket Theatre. Hope you can hear us alright, because we're right by a main road. It's fine. So we just saw Heathers again. First preview.
Sorry, I look well distracted. It's because we're on the side of the main road, obviously, so I'm literally like, so much to look at. Anyway.
Yeah, so we just saw the first preview at Theatre Royal Haymarket, and obviously most people already know we saw the show at the other Palace as well. We saw the first day, we saw the dress run, and we saw the first preview as well. I want to know your thoughts, because I managed to see it quite a few times at the other Palace, so...
Yeah, so to me it's exactly, like the last version I saw was identical to the Broadway production, off-Broadway production even, apart from... Blue and I Will Never Shine Up Again, which they'd already added.
Yes, they had, yeah.
So both of those were in there at that point. So what do I think now?
Yes.
Well, my opinion shaped itself over the evening, actually. I was thinking this near the end of the song. I thought I'd be able to give a good discussion now. So Act 1, it got to the end and I was like,
yeah, fair enough.
And then it got to the end of Act 2. And Act 2, they have changed it.
So much.
So they've added a new song, a lot of new book,
It's almost unrecognisable.
It's very different. But it's strange because it's so different, right? They fixed it. But they fixed things I didn't realise needed fixing until they fixed it. Which I know sounds really strange maybe, but there were things they added in, lines of text, the new song with, I don't know if is it spoilery to say, there's a new song.
Oh no, people know
there's a new Carrie Fletcher solo in, Veronica solo in Act 2.
Yeah, like Just Say No.
Which is a fine song. I mean, the only reason I'm probably not overwhelmed is because of course we recognise all the other songs, so it feels out of place.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if you didn't know the score before, it would sound fine.
Yeah.
But the song's fine, there's nothing wrong with it.
I feel like it's a bit too obvious in
a way,
what it's intending to do. Like literally at the end of the song, there's a lyric that's literally like "Just Say No."
Yeah, that's what the song's called, I think.
And I'm like,
yeah. So some of those bits are a bit laying on thick, but I do think that the fixes they made so much more sense. It really shaped the fall apart of the relationship, and it so much so. And even they have a lot of new dialogue and a whole lot of new scenes in the bit before Shine a Light where they set that up.
Yeah.
But it all is added in, and you're like, how did it work before? Because it makes sense that you couldn't do any less than what they've done.
Yeah.
So actually, it makes a lot of sense. Act 2, which therefore helped me fix Act 1. Act 1 was fine, apart from the end of the first act, pretty much just before Our Love Is God. So new songs are You're Welcome and I Will Never Shut Up Again, whatever it's called, Shut Up Again, whatever they call it. Those are the new bits, and that whole bit is new. That doesn't fly for me. It just feels unnecessary, and what you think about the song in Act 2, actually I think about the songs in Act 1, they feel shoehorned in. But with Act 2, they now make sense, because you do need a Heather Duke song to then set her up to be the big bitch that then at the end she's like, oh, okay, whatever. And actually, kudos to Shaun Williams. In the finale before they did finale, it was all very much like, everything's forgiven. Whereas in that, she actually performed it so well that she seemed very still begrudged to be friends with them, which actually made much more sense now. So, microanalysing some parts, but it makes much more sense now, the progression of that character. Though I think when that song is first introduced, though, it does feel a bit like, oh, she was literally like the one that was bullied in the group, like the one they were all like, you're an idiot. And I know the whole point of the song was like, I'm no longer an idiot. But then it felt unbelievable. But then it felt unbelievable that everyone was like, oh, okay, we believe you. So I feel like, you know,
like you're wearing a scrunchie.
Now it works with the green socks that still don't match with the drinks, which I said
those are still irritating me every single time.
But
keep the laces
and then
green,
I still am against
socks.
the You're Welcome song. I don't know if I said it in the vlog for the first preview. I might have done, but I know I definitely said it to you, that there's something about the lyrics of the song that feels so awkwardly predatory. And I know that maybe, people are going to be like, it's not set now. But it's a climate of a Me Too climate, for want of a buzz term. But it is a Me Too climate. And to sing a song that has bits about just like, if they don't grab your hair, you're safe. There are so many lines in it that feel overtones of predatory, that it felt uncomfortable. But then I realise the irony in that, because a lot of it's about suicide, and they overlook that and make a joke of it. So should I be like, it's all a pastiche, it's all funny and all a send-up? But I don't know. The Blue song works. I know I harped on about it last time, but the song works well because it was so funny, and it all felt tongue-in-cheek. But then I can see the argument, having seen the whole thing, that they didn't labour the point. I don't know why I felt it maybe in the first time, in the other palace, but now with the new dialogue and the way that Heather Chandler is still the bitch in the dead world and that she presides over Curtin Ram, that they did seem like they needed to seem like dickheads that could then be knocked down, and you could be like, yeah, you shouldn't be saying much more in the show.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Tonally, those two new songs of the first act still irk me slightly. Otherwise, I think Act 2 now is faultless. I think they as I said, they fixed problems I didn't even know existed. And then the first half, Act 1 is great. Also, another comment that I wanted to make, which is, no, it's not a sidebar, it's completely appropriate.
Shaun talks about Heathers for 20 minutes straight.
I know, I've still got things to say, sorry. I'm just like really off that.
No,
I've got my opinions to the end.
Don't worry.
And then the only other thing is that I think they all sing brilliantly now. They clearly sung the score so many times through. Carrie Fletcher especially. I don't know what I said about her the first time. I don't know if necessarily it was ravey. I remember the first time being like, she exists, like, she was my favourite part of the show. My favourite parts, who said, Sophie Isaacs and Rebecca Locke. I was going to say Rebecca Luker, but that's a different actress.
They're still highlights.
Still the absolute highlights for me. I love them so much. They're brilliant. But Carrie Fletcher now is incredible when she's singing it, which is funny because I think one of the first things I said to you before I'd even seen her was that when she sings, I just feel like she's just making, she's just singing the notes nicely. Apologies. Now I feel like she's really going for it, and it really kind of, the character is shaped really great now. So I definitely think they've all, some of them are still brilliant, some of them were brilliant before, but the ones that I was dubious of before have really grown into it now, and now I can completely get on board with everyone that's in it. Before I was like, they work, I suppose, but now they all are like, oh, they're perfectly suited now to, the roles have been shaped around them, I suppose, because the show's been reworked for them, and it really does them justice, I think, really. So that is literally all my thoughts. I got all of them out in one go. It's just because I was sat before the end, and when we were dancing at the end, I was thinking to myself, like, that, and that, and that, and that.
So it's my turn.
Finally.
So...
I'm now going to ignore you. No,
yeah,
I'm trying to turn on my phone, actually, so I turn my phone on.
A couple of weird things, not necessarily to do with the show. I just went to buy a programme afterwards. It's the first preview, and they've already sold out of programmes.
Weird.
Which is weird. So the guy told me to not tell anyone, but I'm telling. They have these as well, which apparently are meant to go in the programme. And I went to ask him for one, and he said, "Oh, you can only get it in the with the brochure." And I was like, "Well, I'm about to buy one," and he said, "Oh, they've sold out." Huh? You don't sell out of programmes on a first preview in the West End. That's weird.
But I was saying, I think probably they just have some sort of reserve lot, obviously, and they hadn't all arrived yet.
They know that people are going to want to buy programmes, so I'm fine, because I can just pop by and get one at some point, but for anyone who's just travelled down to see this, or if it's maybe at the end of their holiday or something, I just think that's a bit bad. But if you were going to give these casting sheets, sorry, bye Shaun, if you were just going to give these casting sheets out anyway with the creatives and everything, then that is fantastic. But the fact that now I'm like, does the program have this info in?
Yeah, it does. It did have that.
Okay,
so the person in front of us had a brochure. There is
a
souvenir brochure.
Yeah.
Sans cast. So that is slipped in.
So that's just weird then. And another thing that was really weird, Hugh Maynard, who is a pretty big name, and I can't remember right now.
Saigon.
What from? Saigon. Thank you. Yes. And when he
not
was
from the place.
cast,
Miss Saigon. Sorry.
Yeah, Miss Saigon.
He's from Saigon, everyone.
He's from Saigon. So when he was cast, I was like, oh cool, that's a pretty big deal. Like, he's a fairly big name in the theatre world. We don't know what happened tonight, because he plays the role of the coach, and then he's meant to be what? Ram's dad
and what's his name's dad?
JD's
dad.
JD's dad as well?
JD's
right,
dad,
yes.
but he's called something like Big something.
Yeah, Big Bud Dean. Yeah, so he's normally that trio of characters, and he was just on as the coach tonight. And Sergio, what's his surname? Sergio, wow, that's a fun surname, and I do not know how to say it.
It's not my vlog, so I'm not saying it.
Nope, not going to say it. Sergio, it was really nice to see him playing the role of, JD's dad and Ram's dad. What's kind of weird is the fact that he looks just like a younger version of John Boyden. So I said to Shaun during my dead gay son scene, they look exactly alike, and I think I've ruined that scene for you.
You did. It really was eerie.
They are so similar.
So it looked like they were the father and son.
Awkward. But anyway, it was
still
really
great.
it was really
But
great
we were
to see
intrigued
him
by
singing
how-
that. That was fab. Like so good, so good.
But we were intrigued by how he played those two, but not the coach, because I didn't realise till after. Rukaya knew.
Yeah.
I couldn't. She wasn't explaining it properly to my face.
Well, it
It
was
said
during the
on
show.
it said on the things understudy for Ram's dad,
Yeah.
Jade, whatever, big something,
Bug Dean,
Big
yeah.
Bug Dean.
Yeah.
And then she made was on the coach, and that's what I was saying to you. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird that they've cast someone as just the coach,
Yeah,
because
but
the
they're
coach
not.
literally says something. But I didn't realise at the end he plays all three, but he was
But he
only on
wasn't.
for one, so I can't wait.
Maybe it's
But
just
as the understudies are listed, as I was saying to Rukaya
Yeah.
in the slip, the understudies are only listed for Ram's dad,
presumably
Kurt's
they
dad,
would just
whatever one is,
get
and JD's
rid
dad.
of the coach.
Well, that's what I was saying. I assume they cut the coach, so
Yeah.
therefore there must be a reason.
why he was not doing those other roles. We think it's a lack of rehearsal time because they were at the other palace obviously for ages, and then like a few
And
new
Hugh Maynard
people
wasn't
have,
in that.
Yeah, so a few new people have joined, including Hugh. So we just think he's not had enough rehearsal time. But anyway, that was odd, weird, but great to hear Sergio singing, especially Dead Gay Son, because he sounded amazing. So that was really great, and him being at the other palace as well. Like he obviously didn't get to go on. He was just in his ensemble track. So that was really great to see him. No complaints. It's just weird. Another thing that's really interesting, comparing it to the other palace, is the fact that now they've added a couple new ensemble members. That means they've kind of spliced some of the ensemble roles.
Yeah.
So some of them have lost bits of their part, and I couldn't catch on quick enough as to whether they've gained other bits, because I thought when they announced the transfer, I was like, they need, someone's just sat on a skateboard going by. I thought they need to beef out the ensemble, because otherwise it's going to look like there's nobody on stage. I think the set really fits well in the Haymarket. I think it looks really good. I do think the show as a whole has lost a bit of that intimacy and excitement from the other palace.
I disagree with you.
I don't know as well if, because I'm a bit aggy at the social media team today, if that has also, like, I mean, it has dampened my excitement of the show. I don't think I've mentioned it in the vlog today. I should probably give some backstory to the beef.
Why don't you add a pre-backstory?
No, I'll do it now. Basically, I took a photo of the lovely Haymarket Theatre, which is obviously behind us right now.
From pretty much actually where we stood.
Yeah, pretty much from this angle. Literally it was by this traffic light. I took this photo a couple of weeks ago, posted it on Twitter last week. Last week. And I was like, 1 week until Heathers hits the West End, blah, 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 really excited. Like, it's an average photo, it's fine, it's a nice photo. And someone, I don't know who, has taken that photo and like done an edit on it, posted it on the Heathers social media channels. Didn't ask me permission, didn't credit me or anything. Well, that's fine, I don't care if you don't credit me, but just ask my permission. Like, that's not cool to steal someone's like content. Always ask permission if you want to post something.
Sorry, I read an angsty message while you were doing that, so now I've replied with like an angsty face too, so I'm in it.
Beef, yes. So yeah, that kind, like, ironically, obviously it was the day that we're now seeing Heathers. So yeah, it did dampen the excitement a little bit. But anyway, back to the show. I missed the lighting at the end of Martha's song. I really enjoyed that lighting, and maybe it's just been forgotten about for today, but I really liked that and I want it back. It was really fun. And what else changed?
There was a thing I think I moaned about in the original time we first saw it, which was the scene where they played croquet.
Oh yeah,
in
that's
Act
a much
1.
better scene.
And I
now.
moaned. I was like, what the hell was the point? It was
Yeah, 'cause
so
they
pointless.
literally, like, strolled
Nothing
on.
occurred. It was for the sake of
Things.
replicating the iconic scene. Now,
They beefed it out a bit.
they've beefed out the scene a lot more. It makes much more sense.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And as well, it makes Heather Chandler look like more of a bitch,
Which is a
fun.
good thing. Which is good, because beforehand she just kind of seemed like she was spontaneously a bitch. I didn't really...
Yeah, whereas when you see it, I think it's when you see teenagers being bitches to adults, and then you're like, ooh.
Yeah, because in context, I suppose,
Ooh.
actually, that she
Yeah.
spares no prisoners.
Yeah, so I liked that. That was great. That was something that really irritated me actually at the other palace. Yeah, you're right. Because it just seems so random, like pointless. What else has changed? I mean, there have been loads of changes. I feel like if you've seen it at the other palace, it is very different now, and as Shaun mentioned, there's loads of new dialogue. I don't feel like any of the new dialogue is not needed.
No, I feel like it's all great.
I feel like it's all good.
But you know what I did
dialogue.
realise is that the Blue Stroke You're Welcome song is the only song that is... well, I was going to say unnecessary, but it isn't, because it actually... No, I take the comment back. I've just unthought it. So I was going to say it feels unnecessary, but then I realised that they need it to then have reason to kill them. But that was kind of part of the justification of your welcome change. That was kind of the justification for the You're Welcome change, because now it seems more aggressive, because now it makes more sense as to why they'd be against them, whereas the Blue song is much more like tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
So it feels like that's a bit excessive. But I suppose it's supposed to feel excessive. I don't know. There's I said to you before, it's a tonal balance in the song. It's a bit strange.
Say, the weird thing about the entire show, really, it's almost like they can't really decide how they want to be tonally. And if you're an audience member that just kind of walks in, already enjoys Heathers, watches it, you're probably not going to think about it, you're probably just going to love it. But when you see a lot of theatre and this is the weird stuff that you think about, especially for you like creating theatre as well, it is something you think about quite a lot. And so when you see it in a show and you're like, how do they want to be with this subject?
I understand it's a hard line to balance on.
Especially with
I think you know why it's most hard is because obviously it was a complete piece before, and I'd seen the bootleg before, and that felt tonally. That production is so drastically different. I think it worked well for itself, maybe better for itself, not because of casting. That's what people seem to moan about casting. I think because of its minimalism. It was literally, there was no set. It was just there was one block on the stage that they got up and down on. So it worked really nicely because it was so minimal. It was just told by lighting and vocal. So that worked quite nicely. But because it was one complete piece, I felt that was very tonally consistent because it only really focused on the funny suicide, which is the tone of the film. So they managed to replicate the tone of the film very well, which is very similar.
With today's culture, they're trying to add in all these different layers, and I think at some point...
so they're trying to make all of it pastiche, and it feels a bit like, not overkill, but it feels a bit, well, maybe overkill. It feels a bit overstuffed in ways, because now I do feel like that song, you can't really avoid... Well, it does. I don't know why I'm saying you do. The intention doesn't matter. As an audience member, the You're Welcome song comes across as an address towards the Me Too culture kind of thing.
Definitely.
So then I don't know if we're ready for a send-up yet.
Yeah, I get you. It's almost like we've not...
I don't know if I'm ready to laugh about...
We've not passed that
I don't know if I'm ready to laugh about sexual abuse just yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That song still doesn't sit comfortable with me. I think that's my big problem with it. And it's not personal to the fact I like the song originally. Because the original song still was predatory. Yeah. But it was more not as explicit cheeky, as this version is.
More cheeky, not I'm going to rape you.
I don't know if that's my qualm. I mean, I haven't heard anyone else say a similar opinion, so probably just I haven't been searching for it. But
I don't think we've been searching for it, and I don't think people have really gone that deep into it.
I probably overanalyzed something that shouldn't be that deep. But it does feel like one of those topics that's so prescient right now that it feels strange.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I don't know if we're ready for satire on Me Too just yet.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But still.
Should we talk about some of the cast? Because we've probably talked for like 15 minutes.
Well, I said Carrie Fletcher was great. Yes. She was great vocals tonight. I thought she was
Jamie
brilliant.
Moscato is obviously brilliant.
And Sophie Isaacs.
Oh my god, you know what?
Rebecca Locke, our queens.
Queens. I was thinking during Act 2, I was like, I would love to see Jamie Moscato like not play a psychopath. Because I wonder if
I'd like to see him do.
I'd
like to see him do. Did he do it? No, I don't think he did. I'd like to see him do.
I'd like to see him do like.
What's his name in in I Feel You, Joanna.
Oh, Sweeney Todd.
What's his name though? The character's name. I can see him in my head. But I'd like him to play him.
Oh my god.
Probably getting confused between that because Jamie Campbell-Bower played him in the film, and then he took over for Jamie Campbell-Bower in Bendit. But I think that'd be a really good of him because that's not a psychopathic role at all, and that would work quite nicely for him. I think that would really suit him. And it would still be
the same sort of tone.
That would be really fun.
Yeah. Oh, talking of tone.
They could do a really good Sweeney in like.
Oh yeah, in like
20 years.
Yeah.
But
some of the like themes of the new songs, I feel like throw me off a little bit.
Do you mean musical themes or tonal themes?
Musical themes. Because I feel like there's, I mean, obviously, because they almost had like the full package beforehand, it all felt very consistent. Now I feel like some of the new songs are very different.
Well,
and I don't know if it's just because they're so new in my head. Because I saw the other Palace version like a few times before they added the like newest song. Like obviously they had Never Shut Up Again
Does
in
Never
there.
Shut Up Again fit in well for you though, because you didn't know the score before? Or can you tell it is added?
I think you can tell it's new, and also with that song, I'm just constantly thinking like Disney Parade, like, so that's a distraction for me anyway. But I think especially with the Just Say No song, it kind of feels like they've just taken like a sort of pop song.
It sounds like a
from
Demi
now.
Lovato song as well.
Oh my god, yes, it does, and I don't.
That's my first thought. It sounds like a Demi Lovato song.
But it sounds like that song on the album that you'd release as a single to hype the
So
album.
they're playing past, sorry.
You
Yeah,
know?
okay, yeah.
And I don't hate it because of that, but it just at this
I like
moment,
it and it
feels
fits
a
the
bit-
purpose, but I know exactly what you mean. I think this is
Just-
coming back to, I don't know if I said it in the first vlog, but I know I said it to you face to face. I don't think I said it in the vlog. The first time we saw it, I said it's very difficult to revisit shows that have now got the following.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because the people, the creatives are not blinded by it.
They're changing
but
stuff that they know that audience will love.
It now plays up to like fan fiction levels.
Yeah.
I think the only comparison is like Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. If Cursed Child was written after like the first 2 books or something, I don't know, a long time ago, or in the canon of the books, pre-hype, it wouldn't play up to a fan fiction hype. And I think this is the same as when they do like, I assume it's the same anyway, they do like American revivals of Les Mis. They get revisited and feel then like a song churner because people know the songs. So I think sometimes
to be fair,
Heather's...
the Broadway revival of Les Mis didn't feel like that.
Oh, okay, well, fair enough. But then I feel like some things when revisited, like, it's a bit like reboots,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? The reboot culture. But it plays up in the same way sometimes, that there are times in the show where it does feel like we have to do iconic moves in Candy Store because that's an iconic Heather's song and the Heather's fans love it.
Whereas
You know?
ironically, a lot of people don't like the new Candy Store choreography, do they?
Oh, I was going to say that. I don't... It felt like, if you're happy and you know it, that's what it felt like sometimes. It was very... But then that's what I said about the first act, though. Some of the first act does feel like playing up to like, you like Heather's, we'll give you Heather's.
Yeah.
And then the second act felt like a perfectly brand new piece of... It was very... It was an interesting balance. I think it's just a difficult piece. But then it depends on what you're marketing it to.
Depends what you want.
Because then I suppose at the end of the day, are they marketing it to Heather's fans? I guess they are. So therefore, it succeeded. Heather's fans love it. I'm
We're nitpicking.
nitpicking for the sake of argument and discussion. But I'm not saying even it's a bad thing necessarily. I'm just saying that's what happened. I think that's how it comes across. I'm not even saying I dislike it for that reason. I understand that entirely. A show that's built entirely around its fan base should be like that. You know, it's like when they did Be More Chill Now in New York. I have no idea any of the score for that. I've never delved into it, but that was successful because of its cast album. So if they didn't play up to the cast album, that's the only reason for its future life. You know what I mean? Because of a fan base. That's the same reason as Heather's here. Heather's has only, well, you know, came to London thanks to its fan base from a cast recording, and then it's moved to here because of a fan base from its existence. So. Yeah, I mean, it should play up to its fan base. I understand that entirely. But that's just a comment on, I think, the adding new song scenes and stuff. It then just starts to feel...
It like fuels the fire.
Creatives naturally start with something... When you first wrote the piece, they weren't expecting it to be...
Oh, God, no, yeah.
Hamilton, Be More Chill, Dear Evan Hansen cult fan piece.
Yeah.
I suppose they had a vague idea it would do something like that, but
Yeah,
not
from
to
the
the extent.
film fans,
but then
not-
it had it. So as soon as it's had it, now to go back and edit it is, I'm sure, very difficult to enter back into the same blind-sighted headspace as when you were writing it just you guys before you released it to the world and you built a set piece. So I can appreciate that's really difficult, and I've never seen anything else do it before, so kudos to them for doing it. End of comment. Sorry, I was thinking, like, is there a summary line I have? No, there isn't.
No.
But I think that's what I see in it anyway. And I know I said that to you before we first saw it. I don't know if I said it in the vlog. If I did say it before, then surprise, I've said it again. But that's definitely sometimes how it comes across.
Who else, cast-wise, do I want to talk about? I mean, I would comment on Hugh Maynard, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not in it as much. Which is sad, 'cause I want to hear him sing.
Yeah. Yeah, because he will be singing Dead Gay Son at some point. I don't know, that just whole situation's
I mean, love a good Act 1 opener from him. Act 2 opener, like
Yes.
Joy, another few.
Oh my god, oh my
Very different.
Oh my god, that is his brand.
But his brand is Act 2 opening funeral songs, clearly.
Ah, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny.
This Boy Joy is amazing, so I'd like to hear him sing something else.
Yeah, who else? I mean, there's only 2 new ensemble members. I have no idea what their names are, or who they are. And it's kind of hard to comment on them, because they just started.
They blend in very well.
Yeah,
it wasn't until the end of
definitely.
Act 1 that I even realised there were new people, so they blend in very well.
So blended in very well. Yeah, no, it feels like a good kind of solid piece.
It feels more whole now.
Yeah. And I think, you know, if you didn't manage to see it at the other palace, you should come and see it at Haymarket if you can.
I agree.
They're doing...
Especially if you saw it early in the run.
Oh yeah,
Like me.
yeah. If you saw it early in the other palace run, like it's a very
It's worthy of
different
revisiting.
show. They're doing £25 day seats. They're doing
£25 lottery.
Yes,
on
a lottery
Today
on
6,
Today 6.
And £125 seats per performance from the box office.
Yeah, that's £125 seats.
Yeah, not 100.
Not 120.
But they do have £125
£125 seats.
If you want to pay for those, but
I don't think my audience will be, but okay. What else do we want to say? I think we're good.
I think I've got everything covered. I've said everything I needed to say.
I feel like there wasn't much more that I wanted to add. And I feel like you've said everything that I would have wanted to add.
I'd say I'm satisfied by Heathers now. I said before when I'd seen it.
Sorry.
I said it before when we saw it the first time. I knew the album. I really liked the score.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it at the other palace. Now I enjoy it more. I like it more
Good.
now. I think it's in its best state.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. I'm content with it.
What do you think will happen with the future of Heathers?
I was just thinking this. I was wondering if it would probably go back to America. I wouldn't be surprised. I would imagine.
I mean, this is a
probably
whole
do
other
a
video topic.
probably do a
really,
return
but
stint because of the fan base it has. I can't imagine doing a tour.
I feel like it could definitely do off-Broadway again.
Yeah.
I cannot see it doing Broadway in this current climate with Mean Girls and Dear Evan Hansen. And if I don't think Be More Chill will go to Broadway, but like if it
I
does,
think it's I read a Times article saying
they want it to, but
it's due to its success. It seems likely for a limited run. So.
it's quite different selling out an off-Broadway theatre to then selling enough on Broadway.
But then you say the same about Heathers here. That works exactly the same
but
logic.
with completely different audiences and.
But they've got.
Yeah.
But that's more of a tourist attraction. This is more of a dedicated audience. To find a dedicated audience for Heathers, especially if it went to a theatre of this size, the Lyceum, after a play that goes wrong. I'm just talking into existence. If this is reality, which I'd be amazing at typecasting, but typecasting theatres, that's why I'm going to go with that. We're going to roll with it.
It's a thing. I can't see it personally happening. Obviously, it would be great if it was successful.
None of us even seen this fucking show, so bloody show.
I might just keep it in. Screw it. Ruin my brand.
Sorry, everyone, ruin the brand.
Ruin it.
I really try and police my language for so long, and it
just sometimes.
Sometimes I can't help it.
They swear in the show, so if you're watching this, you've already heard all the words anyway. So.
I'm sure everyone's heard that word before anyway.
They're all pure.
Anyway, right. I think that's what we've got to say now, or else we're going to be rambling.
Yeah, and you need to get a train.
I need to go home. We've been here for a long time.
It was great to see you again.
You say that like you're gonna I'm gonna walk out the vlog and that'll be it.
That's what we do.
Oh yeah. Bye. Anyway, yeah.
Jokes. No, it's been really lovely, and I'm so glad that like all of my first Heathers experiences have been with you.
Oh, all of mine have been too, funny enough.
Oh my god, true. Well, apart from like bootleg,
Yeah, but I didn't share that with anyone, so that would be weird. It's not like we sat together and
just gonna watch a bootleg.
Anyway.
I don't condone that, but sure.
I've only ever watched that bootleg, I think. Probably clips on YouTube of like songs, but
perhaps. Anyway, completely off topic.
Stop talking, maybe.
Thanks for joining me to see how
Thanks
things
for bringing me
again.
with you.
Let us know if you happen to be at the first preview as well, or if you saw it at the other palace, or if you're coming back to see it at the Haymarket. Let us know.
Or if you're going to any other first previews, because we'll be there.
Oh my god.
We literally probably will be
We
there.
love a first preview. We are at most of them. Go follow Shaun on his social media channels. Shaun is, he has a web series.
It's coming back in like a week.
It's coming back.
In about a week, so binge on the first season.
It'll be, well, this video will pick up just before that goes up, hopefully, if I can get my life sorted. Shaun also has podcasts and, oh my god, so much. So everything will be linked down below. Obviously, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me in the future. And we'll see you all soon. Well, I will. I don't know about him, but maybe.
Probably will. I'm in most of them.
Probably. But yeah. Bye.